Ah, my journey through this mighty desert has finally found myself at a most pleasing oasis. Here me and Sir Shamari may find ourselves some rest.
Brave Sir Knight, thank you for coming to rescue me. Please come here, so that I may reward you appropriately.
Did you hear that I have been born yesteryear? Madam, if you are going to try and fool a knight, you need to do better. Why would a single maiden out in the middle of the desert be here at this oasis and not a scuff on you? If you're going to try and fool me, put in some effort, woman.
Hide your head.
Verily, my lords and ladies, I welcome thee once more to another exciting day of the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Upon which every day for 100 days we duel with a different deck every single day. I am Sir Memphis, noble knight errant of the Curry Kingdom, welcoming you once again to ye olden Highlander week, the third day upon which every day we will be dueling with decks that have one card of each name. One heart, one mind, and all under the name of God and country. So here we are, dueling with a deck that is basically several different types of cards. We have the gigantic monsters, we have our loyal mechanical knights, we have these Far Eastern fellows, and some other things that look like the church locked them up at some point and threw away the key, but that is beside the point. We have a deck with many different cards and many different techniques about it, and we shall be taking it forth into Yield and EDO Pro, showing off the combos and the wombos, the do's and the not to do's, and shall be having ourselves a most splendid time laying waste to our enemies. So therefore, here we shall be heading out. If thou wishes to know what cards are in our deck, they shall be at the end of this here adventure of ours. And until then, don't forget to hit all of the many colorful buttons that are on your screen, or whatever it's called. Yeah, screen. A screen, yes, that's where they are. Hit those buttons, and for now, enjoy our day of festivities. Verily, my lords and ladies, I welcome thee to another day of duels and jousts. It's time for the first duel, another day, another joust, as we say. So we will be going second with our deck, as much as humanly possible. We'll go first this time, but that's fine. Relatively fine, not necessarily a good thing. Let me think here. Alright. Not ideal, but we'll see how it goes. We'll activate the World Legacy's memory spell. This allows me to summon forth one of my mechanical knights straight from my deck. Now, my opponent has the ability to do something about this, but we'll see if they do or not. My purple Nightfall monster is quite potent. I can remove it from play to search out another one of my monsters. It will turn to me post-haste. As such, I unfortunately don't have any other monsters I can summon. Not at the moment, anyway, but perhaps next turn. Perhaps. All depends on where this is going to go. Let's see. Let's see, indeed. Ah, you're going to play right into my strategy. I want you to put the cards in the same column. It's exactly what we want them to do. Do they not understand how these cards work, perhaps? Or are they playing me for a fool? Hard to say. Hard to say, indeed. However, we got ourselves another Mech Knight card, so I'm all for it. Therefore, let us go forth, indeed. Let's activate now our Purple Nightfall once more. We'll do this pretty much every turn until all the Mech Knights are in our hand. And we're going to search out this monster, the Indigo Eclipse. A very potent card. But not only can I special summon it, now that they have two cards in the same column as I, but I can move this card to whatever zone I wish. Let's see. They have something. I would assume they would have something. But we'll go ahead and use our Indigo Eclipse here to move it to another zone. Doesn't really matter where at the moment. More importantly, we'll make room for the Blue Sky Monster. quite possibly the strongest of the lot. But lets me search out 2 Mekk-Knight monsters, because there are 2 cards in this column. Let's see. I'll get 4. It doesn't really matter, but I'll get these 2. These 2 for now will work. Let's see. I'll set this trap card for now. And I might summon forth. Let me think. Let us battle first, and then we will conclude with other things. I'd like to not overcomplicate my plays if I can help it. So let's attack into our opponent's monster. What is it? White Stone of Ancients, you say? That sounds like a dragon to me. We will not abide by dragons here. No, we shan't. I shall stop my opponent's dragon right in its tracks. What say thee to that, sir? No dragons for you. Very well. Alright, so, having done that, we shall go ahead and I shall end my turn for now. I do happen to have my Whispers of the World's Legacy. The concept of the Mechanical Knights is that if you have them in a certain column, and you have the spells and the traps, you can stop your opponent's cards from being activated at all. It's quite the nasty little thing that they can do. What is this doing? Very well. Sage of Eyes of Blue. You didn't even use the Kitchen Maid's effect, so that's rather strange. A Jet Dragon, you say? Quite fascinating. What does it do? Target a card your opponent controls or return it to the hand. Well, that is not very fun. I'm not fond of that at all, to be honest. Not fond of it at all. Very well. I'm going to wait for a spell. And I shall activate mine, World Legacy's Whispers. This will make my monster go up by 1,000, and our monsters shall destroy each other. Aha! Didn't expect that one, did you? Didn't expect that. I'm a little too smart for your plays. Regardless, the Purple Nightfall will now return to our board. Regrettably, my opponent... Well, actually, no. No, I'll be fine, because I can set my own cards and get my cards out. Let's see. Who is strongest amongst you? I would say that would have to be you, the Red Moon, who I accidentally put in defense mode. Regardless, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm not too worried about that. Sure, that would have been the end of the duel right there, but let's see. 2, 4. Oh no. What level? You are level 6. Okay. I can rectify my mistakes. As a knight, I must live by the code of honor, and I must make up for my mistakes. So I shall simply summon forth the green monster here, and I shall strike my opponent down. That will be all we need to do. So, we have slain yet another dragon. I will put another notch in my belt of dragons I have slain. Quite handily, must be said. That was probably the weakest dragon I've ever seen in my life, but when you're Sir Memphis, and you serve the Curry Kingdom, all dragons are weak to you. So, let us go forth into the second duel of the day. We've seen naught but a taste of what this deck is capable of, and we shall see more of it in more duels to come. And my lords and ladies, I welcome you to the second joust of the day. We are both against an opponent named the Ready for War. I, too, am ready for war. Very well, what do we have for our opening hand? It's an interesting hand indeed. I have the World Legacy's Key. I have the Primite Roar spell. That could be quite useful. That can be quite useful indeed. What is this? Runick Wings. Have I seen this card before? It looks familiar to me. Regardless. Sinful Spoils. An Azamina card. Interesting. Fascinating indeed. Oh, very well. So, the Hallowed Azamina card. Fascinating indeed. Summoning forth whatever this is. I activate a card or effect. Trigger this card to negate that card. Well, that is rather unfortunate. I'd rather them not negate my cards if I can help it. Regardless, let's see what we may do here. I shall begin my turn by activating my kashtira birth spell. This allows me to normal summon additional monsters from my hand if they happen to be level 7. Now, thankfully, my opponent is quite the fool And they stop that right away. And, let's see. I shall be activating in conjuncture my Primite Raw spell. Let's see. I was about to say the Red Eyes monster, but no, I am not going to do that. Let's see. This monster, indeed. We shall reveal the Dark Magician, and I might summon one from my deck. That is exactly what we wish to do. We summon out this creature. So I must say, this card artwork doesn't look like the other one, which is rather odd, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. I shall be activating my Branded Fusion spell. This allows me to fusion summon into this creature, which is a dragon. I know, but it won't be around for long, I swear. We're going to slay it as soon as humanly possible. And I will be using a light monster. I shall use the orange monster this time. We shall summon forth the Branded Dragon. When it is summoned forth, I might perform another fusion summon. Well, I was going to, but that's neither here nor there. Regrettably, they'll be getting that card back. Let me think about this. That is rather unfortunate that happened. But I still have more things I can do. I shall summon forth the Tearlaments kashtira and send more cards from my deck to the graveyard. I can send my opponent's cards, but I have a feeling they want to do that. Then again, maybe they don't. Let's send their cards to the grave and see how they like it. Ah, very good. Very good indeed. So let us proceed into the battle phase. My opponent's ready for war, and so am I. I shall strike them down. Honestly, I'm a little upset that I didn't get to summon forth my monster. It's not to summon a dragon, I swear. I want the dragon to be dead. And that's what it was about to be. It's only because of my opponent this dragon is still on my field at all. So, let's see. What did I... I didn't lose anything I particularly needed. Although losing the slumbering of kaijus was a bit of a blow. But then in a Highlander deck, whenever any of your cards are moved, then you can't get them back too well. It does make things troublesome. So now I shall banish 3 of my opponent's cards from their graveyard, and my opponent has surrendered like a coward. I thought you were ready for war. Clearly you were not ready for war at all. You need to go back to your studies. Go back to being a squire. Maybe in a few years, I'll let you try war again. Until then, just get off the battlefield. Get off. Get off now. Well, regrettably, that will be the second duel, but with how fast these are going, I suppose a 4th duel is not out of the question. It all depends on the 3rd duel of the day. So let us stride into the 3rd duel, and hopefully we can find an opponent that has a bit of a spine. Well, my lords and ladies, and welcome to the 3rd and final joust of the day. Hopefully the finest joust in all the land. For the first 2 were rather, well, disappointing, to be honest. But this hand looks fairly well off. Not a bad hand by any means. What is this? Primeval Planet. I see. I happen to have a planet spell of my own. I suppose we could call it the Clash of the Planets or something of such. So what is this doing? Send a Tearlament monster from the deck to the graveyard. Ah. I play that card as well. I don't play this card though. What does this do? Wind, water, fire, and earth. Destroy all cards on the opponent's field. Wow, my goodness. Quite the troublesome card indeed. Quite the troublesome card indeed. Very well. What on earth? Slifer the Sky Dragon. Well, it's a dragon. We have to smite them now. I was going to respect you in a moment, but not if you want to play dragons. No. Not how it works. Alright, Minerva the Athenian Lightsworn. I have seen this maiden. He's a divine servant, of course. And summoning forth more. Very well. My opponent seems to be very much of the vein as yesterday's deck, where he's simply trying to send as many cards to the from the deck to the grave as humanly possible. Which is perfectly fine, I suppose. Let's see. Oh, wrong cards. Come on. Infernal Creation. Oh, what does this do? Place a monster ball from deck on top of the deck. Draw 1 card. Interesting. Very well. Doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. We have an invocation spell, which is nice. And I shall be I suppose I'll activate my Primite Roar spell now. So search it forth my Dark Magician. Indeed. So summon forth the Dark Magician and see where it goes from here. Let's see. Quite the assortment of colorful cards indeed. Okay. This works just fine. I was about to say I've made a mistake, but I think this will work just as well. So we shall summon forth our Jester. We shall search forth our branded fusion spell. With this, I might perchance summon forth my legendary warrior. So, let us summon forth? Actually, before I do anything else, I shall set a card from mine hand. Do you have something? Possibly. I shall summon forth the blue sky. That way I can search out cards from my deck before I do anything else. Just in case. Suppose... Oh yeah, this is the Masquerade card. I believe this allows him to link summon upon my turn, yes. He also had that trap which can let him draw another card as well. Which I suppose they might do that as well. We'll see. But let's get ourselves our Purple Nightfall for now. Unfortunately, I put the Magician here, so I can't summon another monster, but that's just fine. I'll make do. So, we shall activate our branded fusion spell to allow us to do our fusion summoning. And they'll use this now, I see. Into that creature. Very well. From our deck. And from our deck as well. So summon forth Albion the Branded Dragon. When it is summoned, I might perform a fusion summon. Now, the Little Knight can remove itself from play along with one of my monsters. And I assumed as much. You'll hit my Branded Dragon. However, that's not actually a problem whatsoever. Alright, so summon forth the Red-Eyed Dragoon. Regrettably, it cannot destroy this, but they don't know that. They don't know that quite enough. Oh. Very well. We're going to banish our cards after all. Very well. Quite fine indeed. Let us proceed into battle and strike our opponent low. That is all we need to do, really. We shall attack our opponent with our monsters. That takes off more than half of their life points. And we should be good. Let's see. Regrettably, I had to banish my Magician. So now my Roar spell does not. But that's alright. I shall end my turn forthwith. There we go. I shall get back my monsters. Or my one monster, I should say. That's fine. All I need to do is have my opponent put another card in a column. Then I can use my Nightfall once more. Very good. I mean, they do have the Little Knight. It is a troublesome monster at times. But fortunately, it does nothing to my Dragoon. It does not. And thankfully, since I used my normal monster to summon it, I do forevermore have the ability to destroy my opponent's cards. I think not. Too many cards. Yeah, we don't need to worry about using the Pope's monster in this particular duel, I don't think. I shall simply destroy this creature. I don't trust it. I don't quite trust it. What is this? Light Sworn Monk. Young lady, put your leg down. I can see up your skirt, and that is most unbecoming of a lady. What does it do? Tax a defense position monster. I don't have any of those. That doesn't mean anything to me at all. Very well. My opponent will attempt to strike me down. I can't target myself. So, yes. Seems my opponent is attempting to self-destruct. Or at least something. I'm not sure why they did that. It's kind of a mystery. But I don't need to know the answer to it. It's quite fine. The Typhon creature. I see. I can't do anything about that, regrettably. Let's see. Detach material to return a monster to the hand. I see. Unfortunately, that was in the wrong column for me to do anything about that. But, neither here nor there. Very well. My opponent has surprised me. They actually did something quite useful there for us. So, in this situation, I don't really need to do much. I shall simply use the effect of my World Legacy secret spell to revive my Mech Knight Horizon. And they do... Ah, they have a trap. They can use it from their graveyard. I see. Very well. Quite indeed. Let's see here. What to do, what to do. That would put cards in the columns. So what we're going to do here, we're going to use 2 of our cards. Summon forth a Morning Star. With Morning Star, we shall discard our Purple Nightfall. And we are going to retrieve the Whispers spell. Because that will allow me to get a monster upon my board that will be stronger than this creature. As such, let us battle phase. And I will attack with mine Green Horizon. Oh, right, that has to be in the same column, of course. I was about to say, why don't I get a card back? But no, it has to be in the same column, of course. But regardless, it's all going to depend on what my opponent draws at this point. My trap will allow me to lay low his monster, and he can't defeat my monsters, of course. They're too powerful. My monsters cannot be bested if they're in different columns, of course. We have the high ground. Everyone knows you win when you have the high ground. That's just Rules of War 101. Well, so my opponent has nothing. Does he have more of this creature? That's the question. If I may perchance take a look here. They do have another one of something similar, so I think they may be able to do that. Regardless, we shall activate the Wraith Soth spell. That way I can make my monsters a smidge stronger. And I shall search for mine own Tearlament monster. Good. Let us activate... Let's see. Activate our World Legacy's Whispers spell. This will increase the attack of our Green Horizon monster. Granted, they will get that trap of theirs, but that's fine. I don't really care. Not especially. I do wish I had another one of my Mech Knights right now, but... No, it is such and such. You can't always get what you want. You just have to make do with what you have. Alright. I assume you would summon forth your monster, or are you planning to not? Are you prepared to lose? That is the question. I will accept your honorable surrender, sir. If that is what you wish. For my monster will become stronger than yours. No, they're not quite ready for that yet. They're getting ready for it, though. They're getting ready for it. Alright. So... does this do anything else that I'm not aware of? No. Very well. Very well. Let us attack into our opponent's monsters, which is to destroy the Sky Crisis creature. And deal most of their life points left in damage. And I shall remove this creature from the board. Very good. Alright. I think that will do for now. Now it will depend on what my opponent draws into. Will they draw a card that can stop us? Nope, because they didn't read what my cards do. Any spell activated in the column of my monsters will be negated. A foolish move indeed. Did they send anything to the grave they would have liked? No. But they will accept their... I will accept your surrender, sir. Very good. My opponent didn't simply leave. They took it like a man, and I honor thee, sir. So, that will do it for today, everyone. Let us go into the end of screen. Verily, my lords and ladies, our kashtira Mechanical Knight deck has won all sorts of duels today, and that is what I like to see. It is a very potent deck with many potent cards in it. Going second, it does much damage, and the longer the duel goes and the more Mech Knights are on the board, the less my opponent will be able to do to stop us. Would have been nice to have faced up against a deck around witches, but unfortunately not. At least we got to destroy a dragon. That's all that really matters. So, while the duels today were rather short, and not as impactful as you might have wanted, it is sometimes the nature of things. Some days are slower than others. But regardless, I hope thou did enjoy today's deck. If thou did, do not forget to hit the liketh, comment, and subscribing button, which are all located somewhere down there. I'm not sure how this works, but it's down there somewhere. Hit those buttons so that you know when it is the next day will be, which will be tomorrow. And I, Sir Memphis, have made my own deck. That's right. I didn't let Lord Memphis do everything. Oh yes, I have quite the potent deck here today, with cards that I can truly get around. We have many powerful warriors in tomorrow's deck, and I'm looking forward to this deck quite a bit. Very much so. I hope thou will join me for tomorrow's duels as well. Until then, here is the list of cards we used. Go forth in the name of the king and use these cards well. For our deck, we have the Dark Magician, the Red-Eyed Dragon. We have one copy of the... I don't know how to pronounce that name. This Kaiju monster. We have Dog Kaiju. We have one of each of the Mech Knight monsters, being the purple one, the indigo one, and the other colors of the rainbow, of course, like red and yellow and green and orange and blue, all those different colors. We have a giant turtle. We have a giant purple bat-eared man. We have our warriors of the kashtiras, like the ogre, the unicorn, the Fenrir, and also the Tearlament. Let's see, what else do we have? We have one Crowley, the Gifted, one copy of Ashen, the Aldaz, one Jester, one Fallen Man, one copy of Advanced Crystal Beast. How do you open your mouth? Strange. Anyway, we also have the kashtira Rise Heart, as well as Alistair the Invoker. We also pertain the copy of the Albazoa, which we didn't even need to summon, which I'm glad, because it's actually rather hard to look at. We have Nadir's Servant, the Red-Eyed Fusion, Kashtira Theosis, Branded Fusion, Invocation, Small World, the Interrupted Slumber of Kaijus, Dogmatic Calamity, Called by the Grave, the World Legacy's Memory, the Primite Brawl, the World Legacy's Key, Dogmatic Matrix, Primite Lordly Load, which is a very funny name. We have one Kashtira Birth, one Magical Meltdown. We have the Pressured Planet. We have World Legacy's Whispers and Secrets. For our extra deck, we have things like the Underworld Goddess. We have our Mutated Rabbit. We have our Secure Guard now, whatever that is. We have a Mech Knight of the Morning Star, our Kashtira Shangri-La. We have a Red-Eyed Flare Metal Dragon. We have one copy of Despian Lulu Waylith, which I cannot for the life of me tell you what it is supposed to be. We have Invoked Purgatrio. Agoades. How do you pronounce these words? Agoades. I don't know. Regardless, we have this creature. We have Albion the Bad Dragon. We have one copy of Lebellion, the Searing Dragon. We have one copy of Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. We have, of course, our Red-Eyed Dog Dragoon, a Slayer of Dragons, indeed. One Dogmatic Albert System. I'm not sure what it is. And then last but certainly not least, we have Invoked Mekh-Kash. So that is today's deck, everyone. I hope that very much enjoyed it. Until tomorrow comes, I, Sir Memphis, bid thee adieu. Till then, take care, my lords and ladies.